We needed signings. We didn't need to sign ings. All right? Okay, let's get into it. All right, hello and welcome to the Matchday Vlogs YouTube channel. As always, please remember to smash that like button, hit subscribe, because it really does make a difference to the channel. We're here this evening to have a look at our next opponents up at St Mary's Stadium. Is it up? It's more down, really, isn't it? Down at St Mary's Stadium to face Aston Villa. We'll also be having a look back to the famous win, our first time in 25 years, winning at Goodison Park, having a look back at that fantastic brace from our captain, fantastic James Ward-Prowse. And we'll also be having a look ahead at perhaps some of these tedious links that we appear to be linked with every single striker going up. I've kind of lost count today. It's gone a bit wrong, really. But as always, we're brought to you by the guys over at Matchday Vlogs. Go and check out some threads there. There's plenty to pick from if you've got some Crimbo money left over. How you doing, Jay? You keeping well? All good?
Yeah, mate. I'm finally feeling fresh.
Let's pretend that we haven't had a conversation. Let's pretend we haven't had a conversation for the last 10 minutes. It's like
I've not seen you in a week. This is the first time. Right now is the first time I'm seeing you since the which game was it? When was the last time I saw you?
Man City.
It's been so long.
Yeah,
Man City.
It's weird.
Oh, do you remember that? Remember how happy we were? That's it. I remember being happy then, and I remember being happy on the weekend too. It's been a noticeable change in my mood this week.
Isn't it weird? We're on a winning run.
Been happy.
Yeah. Yes. It's been very strange.
I mean, it's starting to be knocked by the amount of strikers we're being linked to, and the lack of signings. That's starting to drain a little bit, being linked to every name and not seeing anything official. But
it is
going into the weekend, I'm ready to watch some football.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we have got plenty to talk about in tonight's show, and we will get onto the whole transfer business after we've gone through all the previous topics. But before we do so, I just wanted to clear up one particular topic. Obviously, many of you were watching the BBC on, was it Monday evening, the game? Was it Monday evening or Tuesday evening? I've lost count when it was.
Oh, yeah. I think it was Monday. You're talking about the game at the Molineux, yeah?
The game at the Molineux, and I just want to clear up and confess that it was me who strapped the phone to the back of the set. So I just want to make that absolutely clear, and I'm deeply sorry. And I look forward to the response from Match of the Day. So come at me. Yeah, what you got? What are you going to strap to the Itchen North stand?
I can't imagine a position in your life where that would come into your head as a good idea, like where you would think to do that.
What?
I can't think of what.
Lineker and Murphy, like the pundits. Yeah. It's on. Now, obviously, I missed that action. I missed that fun. But there we go. Anyhow, should we have a look back at the Goodison result? Because that was pretty decent. And in terms of what I could see, I only saw the extended highlights, so I can't really confess to seeing absolutely everything that went on that game. But it kind of felt. I mean, it's the first time I think we've come back from a losing position at half-time away from home in goodness knows how long. But just overall, I think this new position that Prowse has been played in, this kind of like number 10 role where he's been pushed further forward, is really paying dividends, isn't it? I mean, in terms of what we're able to get and, do we need a striker? It's, with Prowse scoring 2 goals, obviously we do.
Let's not go that far.
Yeah, obviously we do.
Yeah.
But it was certainly
mental,
impressive.
Yeah, I was saying to someone in the shop this week that it's almost astonishing that none of us ever thought to be like, yeah, Prowse should play higher. I think it's because we've all had this idea that he sits right in the middle and he gets the play going, or he has to drop back to help defensively because that's what everybody has to do in our team.
Yeah,
but yeah, playing more advanced, and you're like, oh my god, yeah, because he is a competent striker of the ball. And let's be honest, that's the way he took that ball down and rolled it was Zidane-esque. It was insane. It was beautiful. He was doing everything you want. So it's now proven that this new formation that we're playing, it's not just Prowse. I think the whole team looks great in this really flexible formation where we can shift.
Yeah.
But no, just playing Prowse up top further forward. It's like, oh yeah, that would put the best player near the goal.
No, I think obviously we do still need that striker.
Yeah, but it's just that funny thing of like, we need somebody to hit it on target. If only we had a guy who scores free kicks from 45 yards out, who is really, really good at hitting the target. It's like, oh yeah, bad. Everybody's bad. We should have had him there the entire time. But
no, indeed. But it is very, very tight down there. I mean, it's something that I've got a graphic here that I've had prepared for ages and was by no means setting this up 2 minutes before we were going live. But it just shows, effectively the bottom three are only separated by goal difference. 17th is only a point ahead, and effectively 2 points separates 14th to 20th at the moment. And I go as far as saying our opponents at the weekend, if we get a win there, or if we get the win out of this, it's going to make them kind of sort of hesitant to see where it is. But anyone in that bottom half, I'm looking at you, Chelsea and Liverpool. Anyone in that bottom half is going to be looking at it, thinking like, we're not out of this. Palace getting a point at home against Man United after that consecutive season free kicks. They were quite excited about, but I just, it's just completely wide open. And after watching Wolves play at home, I have to say they're all over the place. I'm not sure what it looked like on the TV, but they are all over the place. So, we're looking around thinking like, are there three teams worse than us? There might be, there might well be. So, but we've just got to keep this momentum going and really push forward with that.
It's crazy. It's like coming at the end of the Everton game, like it's like we needed to win it, and at the end of the game, you're still sat 20th, but you're like, right, but it's now wide open. Now we're in this, and there's so much to take from it these next few games. And like, I think Everton are playing West Ham on the weekend, aren't they? So that that's good for us. Someone's going to drop points there, or they're both going to drop points. So that's good news for us. It's just, I can see us crawling out of this now. And it's just, I think there's just a feeling. I think you just saw the team afterwards, and I said I was going to tell the taxi to go back to the train station to see if I can get on the Nathan Jones train. And I think it's about time we all got on it. We apologize a little bit for the past few weeks, and be like, you know what? I was angry, I was upset, and you just happened to be in the perfect results, seat,
didn't we?
And now everything's starting to look. I mean, listen, we still got. It's funny that I'm still in a position where I'm going, he still needs to win a couple of more games, in my opinion. So he needs to beat Villa and do this and this. But like, you've beaten City and you've beaten Everton, and it's been some great results. We've not lost in a while now.
Yeah. Is there anything in particular that he's done from these last three games? Let's say, because we're basically three wins in. You got the FA Cup result, then you had Man City home, and you had Goodison. So, is there anything from those particular games that you thought doing that has made a big difference?
I think that like I said before, there's that flexibility in formation where we can go to four at the back, and you have some, Lianco being, leaned on this much and being, given all this responsibility seems to be finally paying off in this position where he's not the be all and end all the defense. Like Saleta has been insane. Stepped up in the middle, and he's gone probably a bit underrated by and it's just looked great. Everything about him. He's great in the air. He's a big presence. He's just. So when that alone works, and I've got to say, for the City game, it was the personnel. Like, who would have thought Gineppo would have come out and done that and played like that? And the fact that we'll get to lineups in a bit, but I'm now in a position where Diallo should probably start.
Yeah,
it feels odd, but it's been it's nice that there has been a rotation over the few games as well. Like a lot of different players have played, and they're all starting to come into it. They're all finding their feet.
Yeah.
I think that's the fear. When you look at this table and you see like the other teams, we've seen those other teams play well and like connect, and like this is what they're meant to be doing. And we haven't seen that from Southampton in probably about a year. So now we're in a spot where we're like, okay, this is what they're doing now.
Yeah.
Makes you feel good, mate. Makes you feel good on the inside.
It does indeed, and I think the big positives for me are the fact that they're playing Lianco out on the right instead of in the middle. Huge difference. It just means that he can be a bit more rogue, as I call him. And perhaps if the ball bounces over his head, he's still got the cover of Salasu and Kaletakar right behind. But I don't think we've conceded a goal with Kaletakar playing, or we haven't lost a game with Kaletakar playing in that central position. No. So, that's obviously a positive, and pushing Prowse further forward to be a bit more of an attacking threat. I think that those two things alone have been very, very good. But, I have to say, I didn't see, like I said, I didn't see a lot of the Everton away game, but I did kind of get the impression, anyone in the chat section, please, jump in if I'm talking absolute rubbish here, because I didn't see the whole game. But I kind of felt like we were more in control at Man City at home in that 2-0 win. Now, Man City they were off the pace. They were sluggish. They were sloppy. I completely agree. But I just felt that it was weird. It got to like 80 minutes and I thought, I don't think we're going to concede here. And even against Man City, it was just like, I just don't see us conceding, which was a really, really weird feeling. Considering what a club like Man City can do. But I just, if anyone was at the game at Goodison, what did that feel like in the second half? Did we feel like we were in control? Because, what Match did they do? They tend to show you the goal threat highlights, and they hit the crossbar and they hit the post and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, let us know. But all looking positive.
It was a fun game, mate. From what I saw of it, like it did. You're right. The fact that we can go into these games now and not feel in control, and then still get something out of it, or take the game to people again. That's what we've just not been able to do in so long. Is take the game to people, and just good getting something out of it again. But to be fair, you got to be fair to Nathan Jones as well. It's the fact that you can see formation changes in the game, so we're adapting to teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think when we were playing well under Ralph, it was pressing. But then as soon as every club figures out what you're doing, and then enough teams in the league start doing it, it gets flattened out. You're not going to be successful, so you need to adapt, and that's what we were. That was our big issue for a long time.
Yeah.
And now you're already seeing us adapting and changing in the game, which is it was huge. With Ralph, you could see it. You could even see right, we're doing this today.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows if it's going to work?
Yeah.
But this is what we're doing today, and we won't change from this. Whereas Nathan, it's the start of the game. I don't know, not quite sure what we're going to see, but I know it's going to be good.
It's coming here from Mitch Red, watching at 4 a.m. here in New Zealand. First half was terrible, but second half we changed and bossed it. Yeah. That's kind of what I got the feeling of. But it was kind of I think when they scored and the manner that they scored, I was a little bit disappointed in. However, who decided to pair Elianusi defending against anyone? It's always going to be a tough ask. But was it Anana who scored for them? Who was literally was he 6'4" or something like that against a 4'2" Elianusi? I think he's not that short, but you get my point. But we don't have a lot of height in the squad. So yeah, but no, thanks for that. Appreciate that. I never doubted Jones, unlike half our fan base. Well, good for you. Good for you. Fair play. But he's definitely got a lot of heart and spirit. A lot of people saying he needs media training. I don't know. I quite like the rough and ready, sort of like say it how it is. Bit of a standoff kind of approach, but we'll see how that goes long term. Anyway, should we have a quick look ahead to the Villa game? Because I'm sure we've got plenty to chat about that as well. So, also, quick shout out to our extra channel, Matchday Vlogs Extra. You've probably seen this at the end of a lot of the broadcasts we've been doing. It's basically another little channel that we're running with all the little extra bits, behind the scenes bits, all the stuff that doesn't get uploaded to the main channel ends up in there. It's too, as Jack said, it's too hot for this channel, so it goes there. Hot. So go and check it out. We're approaching 100 subscribers. It feels kind of nice to be, back in the grassroots again. I like it.
Oh, yeah, because we're well and truly in the premium section over here.
No, but you know what I mean. Anyone who's starting off a YouTube channel will know that first 100 subscribers is the hardest one you ever do. So go and check it out. I was meant to put a link in there, but Matchday Vlogs Extra. I'm sure you'll find it. Thank you so much. Right then, should we have a look at Villa at home? Now, Aston Villa obviously changed their manager from Steven Gerrard, so hopefully it's not going to be as bad as the game as it was at Villa Park, because that was quite frankly the worst display of football I think the Premier League has perhaps ever seen.
It
With
stunk
us
the place up,
losing.
didn't it? It really.
Yeah, it was foul. It was foul. Losing a narrow 1-0 loss to Villa, which was really weird because I watched a lot of the Villa content channels afterwards, and they were as sad with the 1-0 win as we were with the 1-0 loss. It was kind of like just a horrid game of football. Villa have been picking up some wins. They went to Spurs and convincingly won, and they also, I think, they give Man United a pretty decent game as well. So they've certainly been doing it. Did they beat Chelsea at home? No. Look at me with my stats. They beat Leeds at home. There we go. But only managed a 1-1 draw against Wolves, which was a bit weird. So they've been kind of up and down all over the place. Are you worried about this? Do you think this is a stronger Aston Villa side compared to what we have seen previously?
I think it's miles better than Gerrard's Villa. Emery's just really good at setting up a team and just getting them just solid, doing just basic stuff. And It's just whether they got whether on the day certain players can just pick up and make a performance out of it. So that's kind of the worry. But I don't know. I just feel that there's a bit of a, especially at home this weekend. I think there's just a bit of atmosphere, and it's going to be the first time in a while where a Saints crowd are going to be really, kind of happy and up for it, ready to see something. And yeah, it kind of any little worries I have about Villa, that kind of pushes it down, because I don't think there's any main threat for me from them. I'm like, this is what I'm scared that's going to happen. This is what I'm scared. It's just like, not really. If the team can go out there and be well versed and just do what we've been doing the past few weeks.
Yeah.
Because even the last game against Villa, it was how bad we've been. They were also that bad that night, and it just happened to be a goal. Do you know what I mean? It was a goal from a player that then didn't do anything for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it was a nothing game, and but even the game at St Mary's last season, where it was a 1-0 win, Adam Armstrong goal very early on, and then we just kind of held on, and sort of held on for the 1-0 win. But so I think it's certainly
I'm just starting to see that bite now from us. That kind of thing that we have been missing of. Get up and at them, and hold strong, get the mistakes out of there. Really fighting for what we're trying to do. And I just think that's going to be tough for any team to come and do it. And because Villa are still shaky and they still have gaps.
Yeah,
I'm just hoping to exploit what they've got.
Yeah, exploit what we've got. I love this. Got a Palace fan saying, "You guys are chanting your football is." Jones, but now you won a few games. All of a sudden, you love him. Yeah, guilt is charged.
But here's the thing: it's not just a couple of games. It's the way he won those games.
Yeah,
and how complete opposite it was to before. Okay, the Palace game out of all of them probably was the one that I'm still a bit like, well, we were God gifted 2 goals here.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I was going to say but a win's a win.
A win's a win. But then what's happened since then? It's like. Okay, we see where the train's going now, and so I think we weren't wrong in what we were saying, because the team was as bad as we've ever seen it, and it didn't, and it really didn't change for like 3 games, 4 games even.
Yeah,
the way they played at Liverpool was the same way they played at Fulham, and then suddenly it all flipped.
Yeah, I agree with Tristan. Love is a strong word. I'm not sure we're quite there yet. But we're seeing stuff. We're feeling good. And that Palace FA Cup game kind of felt like a game that Ivor Toney had a bet on. That's all I'm saying. Some of those goals. Comment here from Tom. You two going to Newcastle. We'll see.
Wow.
It's that's a long way north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get pretty bad vertigo, so I can't go that far.
Yeah, I've got a seat, and it's pretty much on the moon. That away end is ridiculous.
That's the thing. Not only do you have to like go all the way to Newcastle, then you have to go all the way up to the heavens.
Yeah. Yeah, I messaged a few people to say, where are you sat? Where are you sat? Near the front, so we can actually have a chance of seeing something. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, good shout. Yeah, good point. So it's good advice. It's good advice. Oh, my goodness. Google the Newcastle away end. Absolutely nuts. How they get away with that? Anyway, we're not here to talk about that.
You're not thinking about the trip to Newcastle. You're thinking about the trip to Wembley.
Yeah. Sunday the 26th, people. Mark it in the calendar. Yeah.
Anyway.
Are we going to Chelsea away? I'm just going skiing, so no, I'm not. So there we go.
The humbleness and the bragginess of that. I can't go to Chelsea away. I'm skiing, which sounds strange because that sounds like something a Chelsea fan would say.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I never told you my story, did I? I never told my story of how I got tickets to that Wolves game.
No, but please tell me how you got tickets to this Wolves game, and let's.
Okay, because it kind of sort of lends into what you were just saying there, really. So I was traveling on business this week, and I just happened to be near the stadium, so I thought I'll give it a chance. I go in there, go to the ticket office, and I say, "Can I get a ticket for tonight's game? I see you've still got availability." And I said, "Oh, have you bought from us before?" And I was like, "No." I said, "Oh, sorry, we're only selling it to people who've got purchase history at Wolves." I was like, I see. Okay. I'm guessing this is to stop Liverpool fans buying in the home end. And he didn't say anything. And he said, well, we're just not able to sell to anyone that hasn't got any purchase history. And I thought, oh. And I said, you telling me like I look like a Liverpool fan? I was like, before I got to the end of the sentence, I was like, please don't answer that. Don't answer that. So then I said, what can I do to prove that I'm not? Because that's plainly what it's about. And I just put out my season tickets. I said, does this help? And I put my season ticket, my daughter's season ticket. I was like, is that enough? And he went, let me have a look. Yeah, it does actually. I was like, where would you like to sit? I was like, get in. So there we go.
That's great.
No shout for anyone. And if the fellow on the ticket office is watching, cheers, fella. It was a dreadful game of football, if I'm honest, but it was still nice to get in and see it really. Very weird.
Unfortunately for you, a game really much better if you watched it at home.
Yeah, and saw the studio build up. But yeah, I have to say it's really weird sort of watching as a neutral in a football stadium with a lot of people shouting for yellow cards that clearly aren't yellow cards, and people saying play it forward. And yeah, I was in that section. But anyway, enough of that story. We're talking about another club in the Midlands today. Right then, everyone's asking where we're going. I think we are. We'll see.
Oh, which one?
Brentford. I think
which one was that the fourth?
Yeah, we've got tickets, but we'll see. We'll see. Wow. So I'm getting distracted by the chat session. We are going to get back to the show in a minute. I watched Man City. Wow. Someone bet £1,000 on City win. I mean, ordinarily,
imagine. I want to know about the guy who bet £1,000 on Southampton to win.
Yeah.
Where's he at?
Yeah, right here. Didn't. Right then. Should we do a team selection? Should we do that?
Go on then.
Slightly panicked because I haven't added it to the stream. So prepared. I've got this.
Killing it. Out here killing it.
Add in a window. Oh no, what have I done?
I must say, while you were waiting for this great content, there were. Did you see the Saints view that they did their first stream on YouTube tonight? Rob and the boys, fair play to the gang. It's always nice to get more Southampton content out there. So, it's annoying when I want to watch Saints content, and this is one of the things. It's like, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, exactly.
I said that.
Yeah,
I've said that stuff. I want other people's opinions. So, yeah, the Saints view. That was.
Do you know there are many great Southampton content channels, and do you know what, the more there are, the better it is. And the reason for that is basically the content's better, it's more detailed, you get more of a wider opinion. So I absolutely welcome it, and quite frankly, there aren't enough. So anyone out there who's thinking about starting one, do it. get on it. It's is something that's important to us Saints fans to have a community base to work on. So good stuff. Welcome back, boys. Good to have you. Right.
And to everybody else, you've made a mistake for coming here. We've got you now.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't want to be watching, like, what is it, Man City Spurs? They don't want to be watching that. It's boring 0-0 at the moment. Right.
Come on, I've got Haaland captained. He needs to start doing something.
So looking at the formations that we've been playing, kind of working on a 4.
I would say
3-1.
I would say what you've got there is right, but I would say it's more like 2 number 6s and then that number 10.
I'm gonna change it.
You can just drag it a little bit, bro. I think you're okay. Just drop that number 7 back. Yes, okay, fair play. Do that then.
Buttons, isn't it?
That's it.
Exactly.
That's what we need.
So this is part of the show where we will be doing our chosen 11, or our predicted 11 of what we think we're going to see at St Mary's Stadium. So be sure to stick in your predicted 11 or chosen 11 in the chat section, and we'll go through those right after. Also want to welcome in, I think John was a new member this evening. So welcome, John. Flight to Newcastle, 1 hour, but expensive. I'll be driving. But welcome, John. There's also a link in the members section of the YouTube community feed where it's got a link to join us once it's hit past or after we've done this. So if you've got something you want to chat about Southampton Football Club, there is a method of doing that through the members section. Right. Let's get on. Are we going Baz and goal?
Yeah, put that bad boy in there. Although I will say, a few flappy moments.
Yeah,
you jumping out for that ball and not catching it, and you know that could have. There was it? I think Everton in the first half had that chance where they put it just into the side netting because Baz came to claim and didn't claim. So he's still having a few of them, but you know he is 21. So
he is 21, and let's not forget, where was he last season? Let's just stop pretending.
The lowest of the low. He was at the lowest of the low last season.
He was playing in League One. Okay.
With some university B-side squads that I don't know. I don't know who they are.
Yes, exactly. So I think, but I always kind of thought that he would have a bit more of a competition for the spot, and I think he probably does. As much as I'm impartial on McCarthy, there's got to be competition for that spot, hasn't there?
Yeah. Yeah, there's got to be someone pushing up behind. That's the only way that players really do push on to performers. That there's somebody next to them that is pushing them to do it.
Yep.
Unless you are the confidence goalkeeper who stops everything, unless unless you're De Gea.
Yes, indeed. Right, and I'm going to put in Mr. Galataka here.
Yeah, I think this back four almost chooses itself right now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Salisu.
Kyle Walker-Peters. Is it any coincidence that we won 3 games on the bounce and yet I'm suddenly a lot more confident about punching in names here?
I know.
Isn't that?
It's like we've always said. It's what we've always said. You're playing well when you can choose the team that starts.
Yeah.
So
exactly that.
And I will say big up to Lianco. My cousins bumped into him at the bowling alley at West Quay over the weekend, and he couldn't have been more lovely, apparently. Fist bumps all around, I hear. And I'm not jealous at all that they've been out.
I'm jealous.
Bowling with my husband. So whatever, it's fine.
Oh, dear. Right, going to midfield. Every time I hit the number 6 here, I just want to type in Romeu. Every time I do it, I just want to type in Romeu.
Had to make it sad, didn't you? We were having such a nice time, and then
I just had to drop it way down. But right, where am I going?
Pop Lavia in there.
That's my right finger, my right keyboard tapper, my one finger tapping, was over the L, right there. And who are we going in here, Jack?
Well, I'm going to put Diallo in there.
Okay.
I've had a few people on, I put that lineup out on Twitter, and I had a few people saying that Alcaraz needs to go in there. But I don't know. I just feel against Villa, it'd be good to be something, to shore up. If Diallo plays like he did against City and he's nice and, strong,
Yeah.
and he plays that. He backs up that the defense quite well. It works for me.
Yeah.
Alvarez, I think, still getting used to it. I think every player now needs a couple of games easing into the Premier League because it's so incredibly different from everything else.
Yeah.
So to throw him straight in against Villa, will be well. They'll be running their lines well. So just Lavia and Diallo seems the right move to me, especially with Prowsey playing higher.
Prowsey playing higher. I have the moment I typed in Diallo, I did immediately go to the chat section to see if there was any outroar, and there's already been one. Diallo was poor against Everton. Don't trust Diallo at all. He was decent against City. But it all depends on what a week they've had in training.
Yeah.
But I can see anyone sort of being put in there, whether it be Alcaraz, whether it be Diallo. But playing that new system, there does appear to be a bit more space there.
It is an open role, that one right now, isn't it? I'm not assigned to anyone, but because I was at that City game and I saw how good it was.
Just
who you putting in there?
Is that Alcaraz or Alcaraz?
Alcaraz.
Okay.
We'll go with Alcaraz for now. If we're wrong, we're wrong.
Sally, we're playing at 12 on the pitch. We're taking the... I feel like Graham Potter doing his team selection. I've got too many players. There we go. And then...
Yeah, I think Prowsey probably starts. Yep, fair play. That's about right.
There we go. Look at that. Oh, someone's in already. In a Saint shirt. Look at that. Loving the effort. Hang in there, fella. We're still working on this, but we'll be with you. Right, we're going white. Are we going up top?
It's difficult.
Shea?
It's difficult. Lemon difficult. Probably Shea because of the assist last week. It was a great bit of hold up play for the assist, and he probably has been missing that way. He has the time he does get the ball, he does hold it up. He never really has anybody around to support him. The hope is that he can turn around, do something special. But now with Prowsey there, it feels a bit different. So I'll give it to Shea.
Yep. All right. Cool. Let's do it. Where are we going? Are we going to see an Orsic introduction?
I would kind of hope so. If it's the signing that we think it is, I feel like this is about the game we should see him start. We've seen him make a few appearances so far, but
all right then, we're being bold. 8:33.
Come on then, who's putting in there?
Sorry, I thought you just asked me what the time was. That's what in the right side, I can see Moy going in there, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want it.
I don't know, actually, because I think more recently you've seen Moy sort of go more into the middle. What about our man Musa Genepo?
On the right?
Yeah.
All right.
That's the side that, remember, again, against City, he was on that side with Lianco.
Yeah. Oh, dear. I saw some reactions from the Man City win from Man City channels. That's so funny, some of the pronunciations of Genepo. It's like, Ginipio. I was like,
Ginipio.
Yeah, he's literally never heard of this guy before. Why would they? He's barely played at Southampton. So, why would any opposing fans do so? Are we locking that in?
I think so. I think the only thing that you probably maybe change is like if he's fit, Stuart Armstrong, but I've just got a feeling that he's not fit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
otherwise we would have seen him by now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, there it is. We're going to lock it in. Let's see if the chat section's generally agreeing. Gave away the Everton goal. I agree with that. Need Adam Armstrong top right.
You're not wrong there. Adam Armstrong can go in that formation.
Yeah, John's going for Stuart Armstrong in there. Shea takes his time to shoot and then loses it. I think Shea needs to go prime killer like he was in the second half against Leicester. We need that Shea Adams back, don't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Shea at top server striker. And Shea won the free kick. That was another question I had. Who assisted the free kick? And
Yeah,
I thought it was Alcaraz, but I guess it was Shea. I don't know. I wasn't there. I only saw the highlights. What do I know?
it was Shea, and what I love is the free kick is probably a lot further back than where he probably went down. Probably did was like, oh, I'll line this where I needed to be.
I did think that. I thought it was much closer to the edge of the box. I thought, now I'll drop back a bit. It's got to be only.
Oh, because we didn't discuss it just real quickly. That free kick, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know you can look at it and think, "Oh, Pickford doesn't go for that," but he's hit it so perfectly up and down over the wall, doesn't get a chance to.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the wall was a bit weak as well, but at the same time, it literally just went. Oh, it's insane.
I don't understand what Pickford was doing, whether or not he was expecting his defender to go stand on the line sooner, but bit weird. Anyway, that is our selected 11. That's the lineup that will definitely happen on Saturday without fail. We always get this right, 100%. That's what's happening.
Rarely wrong.
Rarely wrong, only often.
Yeah. I mean, we've got score predictions to go yet, so let's.
Exactly. So, should we bring in the guests before we have score predictions?
Yeah, do that.
Yeah. I think we should do that because otherwise these poor guys are going to be waiting there for ages. Right then, who should we go for first? There's a few in here. I'm going to bring in. Is that a no, Ben? You want to go second? He wants to go second. All right then. Then we go. I can't scroll my thing down. I can't even. Okay. Is it Isaac? Got Isaac in there? Isaac, I'm bringing you in. I can't. Why can't I do that? Sorry, everyone. I'm having computer issues.
Hold
on.
How about that?
Well done. Thank you. I don't know why I can do it. Isaac, welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well. What is it you'd like to talk about?
I don't know. The team in general.
Go for it, man.
Have you been impressed with the recent results, and is there anything in particular that's really stood out for you?
I have to be honest. A little story, right? Man City, the night we played Man City in the Carabao Cup, I said to my dad, my dad's a Saints supporter. I said, oh, by the way, we were playing Man City in the Cup. He said, oh, goody-o, right? Oh, by the way, it's on, and it was like 15 minutes in, and I didn't realise it was on TV, so I went and put it on. I was just like, oh, classic Southampton. We're sitting on the edge of our box. We're not doing anything useful. I was just waiting for City to score, and then we started pressing. I'm like, what the heck is this? Where has this been? And then we scored, and I'm like, what? What just happened? I didn't even celebrate the goal because it came as such a shock. And it got to the end of the match, and Dad asked what the result was, and I said, 2-0 Southampton. He went, am I dreaming? Oh, yeah, it was such a shock. And Lianco impressed me that match. He's been absolutely immense lately.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's gotten into him, but he's an absolute workhorse. He works his socks off. And James Ward-Prowse, I'm not sure what the manager said to him, but he's become a god lately.
Yeah. I think the further forward role that he's been put in has really worked well for James Ward-Prowse. I think the fact that Lianco playing in an old school right back position rather than one of these sort of right backs which flies all the way up to the penalty area like Kyle Walker-Peters or Tino Livramento, that's been a big difference for me. But I mentioned it. I can't remember where I put it, perhaps on Twitter or something like that. But I did spot Nathan Jones speaking Portuguese to Lianco, which I was quite impressed with. I was thinking wow, this shows real passion that you're speaking the native tongue of a Brazilian. It's like that was a great thing to see, really. But yeah, good. Are you hopeful for Saturday?
More hope than I have had. And when you go on such a losing streak, you finally win a match, and all of a sudden you have that excitement, that feeling, and you can get overexcited, and then you get let down by a performance, and then you suddenly back in the dumpster again.
Yeah.
So it's sort of, you have to hold your excitement to a certain degree and go, we are still in the top tier of the Premier League, and Villa is certainly capable of doing stuff. But I'm certainly hopeful, and I think if we play like we have done in previous couple games, we stand a chance.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. Excellent stuff. Well, really appreciate that, Tristan. Sorry, Isaac. Are you going along to the game?
No, I can't. Sadly,
No worries.
I
Well,
wish I could.
no worries. We'll be
I'll, I'll,
singing away in the Itchy North for you.
I'll,
So,
I'll, I'll be in Norwich doing a brass concert. So
very nice.
Oh,
Very
even better.
nice.
yeah.
Even better.
Yeah. Fellow musician, Jack. Look at that.
Although I am sleeping in the concert hall, which is a bit.
Rock and roll. Party on. You're not a musician until you slept on the studio floor. I'll tell you that for real. So,
That's true facts.
so indeed. Excellent. I appreciate that, Isaac. Thanks for coming on the
Yeah.
show.
Cheers.
Speak to you soon. Good stuff. Excellent stuff. Right then, let's move on to the next one. I think SFC Ben is ready to come in. He's giving me a thumbs up. Here he comes.
Oh,
There you
please
go.
work audio. Is my audio better this time?
Much better. We don't have a gale force wind going on in the background, but it
Good,
appears
because
like
I've got
we've-
some. I've put some not Logitech, Turtle Beach headphones in.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Nice.
and you've got very much an Amsterdam vibe going on with the lighting. It's looking
Honestly, it would look good if my PlayStation was on, but it would look better because I'd have white light shining on me. But the PlayStation would be making Minecraft music, so I decided to turn it off.
good. Okay, cool. We'll go with this. It's fine.
Oh, it fell. My phone fell. No. Okay. Saturday.
Okay, go for it. Analysis.
I'm more optimistic now that Ings can't play.
Interesting. Okay. Did you want him to return to St Mary's? Whether
I didn't. No, well, I would have liked it, but I wouldn't have liked it as much due to the way he left.
Okay. It was cold.
I believe he's a what was it? Snake? I think everyone. Yeah, snake. He's a snake.
Jack used those
I
words.
don't recall using those kind of words, but yeah, sure. I don't.
Yeah, I
disagree
don't.
with-
I don't recall seeing a TikTok. A Simpsons
shared it on
TikTok.
Yeah, I did. Jack
No,
doesn't
but
agree with stuff
I'm
like
more
that, TikTok.
optimistic that Ings. Oh, hold on. I'm more optimistic that Ings is gone, but I'm not as glad that Watkins is back in training.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's certainly.
So
something to worry about.
that lowers my optimism a little bit, but otherwise I'm glad he's gone. Not the team he's gone to because they're also in relegation battle,
Mhm.
but you know,
level 1 points to them.
hey you win some, you lose some. But my score prediction for the weekend, though,
Go for it.
I
Go on.
see it going either way,
Okay.
so I don't see us getting a clean sheet.
How dare you?
My sister's home. I don't see us getting a clean sheet as much as I want us to, but I do think we will either we will scrape it or they will scrape it, but it'll be a 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Okay.
to? I don't know,
Well, we don't do draws here, so you know.
Yeah.
carry on.
but I'd say Southampton just because you know you've got to be favoritist. But
Yeah.
yeah, 2-1 win. 2-1 win. You know, I can't make it to the game because the trains. Hold on, my mum's calling me. put me backstage. I'll be right.
No worries. Family comes first, fella. Right. Indeed. So yeah, let's go on to the score predictions because I think it's about the right
go.
time. Indeed. Amsterdam 5. It definitely was, wasn't it? Definitely was. It's these lights. You can do things with lights and normal light bulbs. Anyway, I'm so waffling tonight. I don't know what's wrong with me. It was a waffle. What's wrong with me? What's happened?
Are you saying that's not waffle? Wasn't usually what you do because it's hard to critique oneself, isn't it?
Straight facts. Here we are in the score prediction part of the show. So me and Jack will go through our score predictions and we will go to the chat section straight after to hear yours. So be sure to stick in your score predictions in the chat section and we'll go through it right after. And if you're watching this on replay, stick them in the comments section because we do still go through them. I still interact. So be sure to do that. Right. Is it my turn to go first?
I think it is. I think it sounds like it's your turn. Feels like it.
Sounds like mine.
It's one of those days.
Just one of those days. Right, I'm going to get straight to the point here. I think we've already heard it. I think we've already heard the score that's going to happen. And Oh my word! Spurs have just scored. Kulusevski. Look at that. I think it's going to be 2-1. I think that's basically where it's gonna go. I think Villa do have a lot of goal scoring threat on them. Whether or not Ollie Watkins is going to be fit, but Leon Bailey's an absolute killer in that kind of fast attacking position that he normally plays in. So yeah, I can see this just being a 2-1, us conceding. But I'd really love to see 2 goals and at least one of them to come from one of our new signings. So I don't know who. Could be Orsic, could be whoever. But yeah, I'm going 2-1. I'm going 2-1.
I love that. I love that vibe. I'm gonna go 3-0.
Oh, I don't need to change anything in the.
No, just leave it. Leave what I said.
Wow! Look at that.
Do you know what? The other week when we went to the Forest game, I got out of the car with Sarah and I said, "Do you know what I want to see tonight? It's just a really solid 2-0 performance," and I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still chasing that high. And we've seen some good performances now, and now I want a bit more. I want a 3-0. I want to go out of St Mary's beaming. I want to be like, yeah, here we go then.
Wow.
Here we go. We're sorting 3-0, sorting out a bit of goal difference. Come on, let's get marching towards something.
Love it.
Imagine how much fun life would be.
Imagine how we'll do to our league position as well.
Oh,
yeah.
If we end Saturday 17th,
mm-hmm.
16th, 16th.
Yeah.
I know it's not asking much.
Can't believe what I'm watching here. I think Spurs are going to give the title to Arsenal. How funny that's going to be. He's in there. Oh my goodness, they've just scored again. Who scored it?
Oh
my goodness, I called that. Flipping heck. So distracted on the show. Spurs are 2-0 up. What did I say before we went live, Jack? That I reckon Spurs are going to get hammered tonight. And after me saying that, they're going to win this 2-0. They're winning 2-0 at half time. Anyway, right, let's go over to the chat section.
You told me to never fight a chicken in heat. That's what you told me at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I said don't put a grand on City to win. Right, Sangatuli, here we go. We're starting off with you, fella. Right, going for a 2-1 win. Tristan is going for a 1-1, but no draws, so we're winning 2-1. Well done. Well done.
They are.
Mitch Red says 1-0 Saints. Chloe's going for a 2-0. I hope Lianco scores. Oh, I'd love that. A Lianco header from a corner. Let's make it happen. Also, James Ward-Prowse free kick. Yes, he is 2 away from the record now. Josh going for 2-1 to Villa. He hates to say. Isaac's given the score, but you're out of date already. They're 2-0 up. They're 2-0 up. That's nuts. But in the game on the weekend, it's going for Southampton 2, Aston Villa. I bet 1p on it. Fantastic. Pip's going for a 2-1 to Saints. Ninjas is going for a 2-0. James Ward-Prowse free kick special and Alcaraz header. Wow. Brace yourself, Jack. Tom is coming in with a draw. 1-1. Sorry, Jack. I'm not familiar with that player. Sorry, Jack. Sounds like a striker that we've been linked with. Chloe is going for 2. No, you're talking about the other game. Yes. Oh my goodness. It's 2-0 Spurs. New member of the channel. Thank you so much for the support. Hart says 1-0 Saints. Hez says, can't read that. Alcaraz debut goal. Take a point and run. Let's take 3 and run. Come on. Let's do it. Oh, look at this. They'll go 8-6. 4-0. Ming's own goal and the Yanko hat trick.
Yes, please.
See, believe, achieve.
One day, Lianco was scoring out of nowhere hat trick.
Yeah, absolute worldie. Smashed it. Like, he's no way going to shoot from there. Volleys it. Bang. One of those ones that, like, Romeo scored from the outside of the box with a volley. Love that. 3-2 Saints last minute winner from Salisu.
Salisu.
Beat Villa and play relaxed in the cup games. Yeah. This is going to be our last Premier League game in So I've been distracted by Ben in the green room. He's just flexing with this prime bottle. I don't know we'll get to you, Ben. We'll get there. This keeps everyone on their toes, knowing that there's a prime bottle in the green room. I like Salisu, but the ball, absolute liability. It's not that bad. Makes far too many mistakes on the ball. Still was starting though. Yeah. Oliver Gray is with you. James going for a 3-0. James will pass for 2 and Orsic for 1. Vade's going for a 2-0 Saints. Orsic 1. Adozi second. Prowsey to assist both. Saxondale 76 going for 3-2 Saints. There's big score lines here. And Millie McCash going for a 3-1. James Ward-Prowse in open play. Orsic for 2. Love that. Mm-hmm. Fantastic stuff. Well, thank you so much for all those score predictions. As always, if you're watching this on replay, please do stick it in the comment section. We'll get a chance to go through those. I'm just going to bring back in Ben, who's in the green room flexing with his prime bottle. Yeah, you had to dash off quickly, Ben. But what did you want to say? There it is.
That's why I had to go. That's the reason why I had to go.
That's it. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's good.
What was it? Oh.
You had all that time.
I've forgotten what I was going to say because I was just messing around with the prime bottle.
I get it.
TV works.
It's exciting.
Yeah,
it's exciting getting a bottle of prime.
I can edit this bit out. It's all right. We'll just cut it here, and then we'll go live again.
It's something about the players we're linked with.
Okay. We can transfer stuff. Who do you want?
Yeah.
In the
who do I want? I want the Villarreal. I want the Villarreal attacker or whatever.
Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, him. I want him. I want him, but I do like the fact that we're looking at right backs and to just keep it mixed up until Tino gets back because he did have a setback in his injury.
Yep.
Which is gutting to hear because he was so close to coming back.
Is it a minor setback though? I think it was just a minor setback. So
no, I think it was the only reason they put him in the braces for precautionary measures because of he had a hamstring injury, but they've put him in the brace as precaution in case it messes with his ACL.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going for anyone else in the transfer business that you're thinking?
I feel like I know we're linked with a few players from Luton, and the only reason I'm semi okay with that is because they know how Nathan Jones plays. They'll be good to keep it until like our injured players return. Mm-hmm. So it'd be good, mess around, and then when our main players return, they can just go to the B team or send them out on loan.
Okay, all right, that sounds fair. Sounds like a very balanced view on it.
Yeah, because if we get the people from Luton or wherever, I'm mainly talking about the right back we're linked to from Luton. Mm-hmm. If we get him in as just a backup, quick, get the ball away, move it forward, player while Livramento is out and getting back on his feet.
Cool.
We can use that, and then once Livramento is back all well and good, we can then send him on loan to somewhere in Spain or somewhere like that, somewhere in Europe, let him improve in one of the bigger European leagues, and then bring him back and we'll have a better all-round player. Cool. That's what I would do. But yeah, who out of everyone we're linked to, who do you guys want the most? That was what I wanted to ask. I remembered. I was too busy messing around with this.
Indeed, flexing away. Do you know what? I just feel that we need someone with a big, tall presence. I know we've been linked with a lot of strikers which are like 6'7", 6'3", 6'4", and I just think we need someone that can hold the ball up well. And quite frankly, the only thing I'm concerned about is the leagues that they're coming from. And whether or not it can convey into the Premier League, because I see the link with the player from Genk in the Belgian league, but we've all got to remember how much.
Nacho, is it? That's from what I've seen, what I've read on Nacho is kind of the one that I was quite
It's whether or not they can do it in the Premier League, though. Because I got to be very honest with you, and I'm sure everyone saw it on the TV, but I watched Cody Gakpo play, and I'm thinking, like, we dodged a bullet there. I mean, I know he's probably come from, a lesser paced league. It's not a bad league, though. But to see him stroll around flat-footed, it was just...
Yeah. I think the issue with Gakpo, though... is Liverpool is such a more diverse team than us.
Yeah.
And I think what I find funny is Chelsea's injured and suspended players could win the Champions League. From who's injured and suspended, because that's just funny. Yeah. But like I think with our team he would have suited it and would have fitted it better. But because Liverpool have such a big presence in the league, I mean, I know they're, but it's the thing. I do find something funny about Ronaldo's contract, though.
Wow, that's a tangent. How do we get there?
No. This links to the Premier League. Okay. If Newcastle make Champions League,
he gets game time. Yeah,
he goes on loan. He goes on loan to Newcastle next season.
Maybe, and gets more Champions League record.
Well, that's definitely. I know you're probably going to do it like later, but do you think the Newcastle game will go to the second? Like, it'll come down to the second leg.
I hope so.
Like, it'll be like we have it. We either have it. We either have it one.
I really hope
so.
No,
we either have it one in the first leg.
Okay.
Or it comes down to the second leg to decide who wins.
It's definitely going to come down to the second leg who wins, because that's how second legs work. You do know that.
Yeah.
I know what you're asking, and I think a lot of Newcastle fans, despite the position that they're in, despite the position that we're in, will be happy to get a draw at St Mary's, which I think we should play to our advantage, in the sense that if they're playing safe, that we go at it and maybe get a 1-0 win. Do like we did against Liverpool in the other time we were in the semi-final. Get a 1-0 win, and suddenly the back's against the wall. They got to play with a bit more risk at St James's Park.
Yeah,
I think we do it.
I think one of their main attacking players is injured, right? Went out of St James's Park on crutches or something.
Yeah, Bruno went out. What's his name?
I think he's going to be back for the cup games, though. I did read that.
No, I think he got ruled out of them both.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, which is a minor positive for us. A bit like Ings not playing at the weekend, but it's. I think with it, I'd like it to be like 2-0, 2-0, possibly 3-0 in the first leg. Because then they really have to play aggressive. Which is then when you can catch them off. Which is then when you can catch them off guard.
Yeah. I think any kind of positive result we get at St Mary's will definitely be a benefit to us.
Could you imagine it's just a direct revenge and we win 4-1 at St Mary's?
Let's get a clean sheet.
That's just a random score I pulled out. Totally not the last Newcastle game.
I'm going to let you enjoy your prime, Ben, because we've got a few more in the green room. But enjoy, fella, and we'll catch you soon. Thank you so much for that. All right, then. See you there. There we go. Right, let's bring in Isaac. Isaac is back. How are we doing, Isaac? Feels like ages since we spoke to you.
Yeah, I've grown a beard now.
What else did you want to add, fella?
First off, Jack looked disappointed at my betting 1p joke.
I just feel that there's higher stakes than that. I don't like your returns. Unless the odds are insane, then
Jack,
come on.
You are the king of the turning a 27p bet into 46 quid by doing accumulators. Don't pretend that you're not. I've seen you flashed your phone in front of my face so many times, and often it's safe for work, but on terms like this, the crazy amount of accumulators you've done. But I guess Jack was a little disappointed that perhaps 1p was a little bit.
1p is not going to get you anything. Like I said, I'm a man of experience, and you need to put Mike's right. At least 27p is kind of where we need to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's very specific.
The only gambles I make are away days, so that's just literally going.
Which, funnily enough, cost you more money than.
Yeah.
So
I think I saw someone on Twitter saying that they'd been to every single away game, and but all the ones that we'd lost. And I was thinking, like, I think that might be me as well. I think so.
Yeah.
I think I've only missed a couple of, maybe one or two of the losses away. But anyway, they're always good fun. Nice to see a new stadium. So was that Isaac? You just did completely.
No.
No, it's, okay. The floor is yours. Away you go.
Morten Hulmland. I don't know how to say it. Have you heard about him?
Ah, yes, the
Serie A centre mid.
yes,
He
the
was-
defensive mid.
Yeah, he's meant to be
Yeah.
the replacement for he who shall not be named. 9.6 million apparently.
It's a steal. I think it's.
Yeah.
I like the connections that we've got that have got somehow links to Rasmus, whether or not it's like through the same nationality or if it's links to clubs he was previously involved with. But I think a centre mid with the defensive capability is needed. Is it as needed as much as a striker? I'm not so sure, but we definitely need another defensive minded midfielder. Just
Speaking of strikers, the Mr. Ings has not only been linked to West Ham. Apparently they put in a bid in, but he's also been linked back to us again. I'm not sure why this keeps happening. I'm not sure where they're getting their sources from, but like Danny Ings clearly doesn't want to go back here, and we clearly don't want him either. So I'm not exactly sure where that's coming from, to be honest.
I did see a report that apparently he had meetings at the club this week, but they couldn't agree on the wage. So it might be that it's just that because he would be on stupid money at Aston Villa, and it's money that we definitely won't give him here now. We probably offered him less than what we offered him last time.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is connected to the gambling part or the Ings part.
Both.
When the fun stop. Maybe it's for both. I think it's but my take on Danny Ings, I get the impression from reading between a few lines that he only intended to come here for one contract. I don't think he ever intended to be here long term. So whether or not it makes sense to go back to Southampton, I think that would probably be more of a pressure on him. So I think going to West Ham kind of makes sense because he can play with perhaps a bit more freedom. There's less chance of the fans getting on his back or something like that. But he's a risk. Anyone that I'm not sure if that deal has been done. Last I heard, he was going in for a medical at West Ham, but a medical is just basically a risk assessment to see whether or not it's worth sticking a 2-year contract on this guy and whether or not he can get through those months without picking up injury. And let's face it, he's injured for quite a bit of time, really. So I'm not disappointed that we missed out on it at all. So, but I just think we need someone. I think getting a striker in January is proving very difficult unless you're Chelsea and are willing to spend 60 million on top of what they're worth. So
we do need a striker. One thing I disagree with what that's been said is people are saying we need another right back to back up Walker Peters because Livermento's out. What about when he's back, like next season? Like, okay, great. We've got another 17, 18 games left of the season, but what about next season? Well, we'll then have 3 right backs.
Yeah, we could always just be like a little short-term loan to the end of the season, really. Just something to fill that gap in, just in case. Especially now that Kyle Walker-Peters might play the other side, or even another left back, really. Because if you can get a versatile fullback,
Peru isn't great. He's all right and he does a job, but he's not great.
He scores some banging goals, though. He scores some banging goals.
He's a physical player.
He has, and I think he'll be better playing left mid, to be honest, which is a bit of a wild shout.
I think he's just more of a defensive fullback than Kyle Walker-Peters is, and more than Livermento is. So he's never going to go gun blazing down that wing like the other two are. But that kind of works for me because it means that wings tend to be a bit more secure.
Yeah, and I would say for a player that came from League R, he's probably one of the best ones that we've had. When you put him against, Sofiane Boufal did a great job, but hardly set the world on fire. Scored an amazing goal, a couple of amazing goals. But when you look at Diallo, when you look at some of the other players which come from the French leagues that haven't really, I mean, Sakumara is another one. You know, in terms of how quick he adapted to the physicality and the speed of the Premier League, that's what's impressed me.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, I didn't laugh at your comment. I just laughed at James. Gineppo has done a job at left back. Yeah, we'll put Gineppo at left back from now on, even though he's got the balance of a newborn foal. But
what do you really think, though? What do you really think? Yeah, let us know. But yeah, no, I think it's yeah. Now you know how distracting it is with this chat section rolling by, and I was trying to concentrate on what we're chatting about.
Well, this game coming up though, as much as I would love to say like we're guaranteed to win it, it is a must win. Like,
Okay.
just because we've won a game, doesn't mean that this isn't a must win. I mean, we're still, you know,
7
we're
games,
15 points. If we win this match and get up to 18, all the teams above us aren't going to win. I mean, unless there's some sort of weird day in the Premier League and all the bottom teams win and all the top teams lose. But
Yeah, West Ham and Everton can't do that because they're playing each other. So yeah.
yeah, so you know, if we get 18 points, we're then at least in the 14th, 15th spot, and now we've got 2 games on the bounce to win, and then we've got a bit of leeway here and there.
Yeah.
And one of those teams will still have 15 points, so it'll be 3 points ahead of them. So it is still a must win. Like, we haven't completely escaped yet. But
absolutely.
We put ourselves in a better position having won against Everton, even though it was an absolute scrap fest.
Yeah, that set it off. I mean, I think had we lost that game, Everton would be currently sat on 18 points in 14th position, and we would be adrift by 3.
Yeah.
And it would just look absolutely horrible. But that whole turn of events with Wolves beating West Ham, with ourselves beating Everton, it's really just brought absolutely everyone into it. And from what I've seen from the play, I mean, I think Wolves, although they picked up a win, they only won by 1 scrappy goal. They're all over the place when I saw them recently. Leeds are on a bit of free fall. Leicester on a free fall. And I'm going to say it, Forest are still the worst side we've seen at St Mary's this season. So as good as they think they're doing, and the wins that they're putting off at home, I'm sure will be giving them a lot of favours. But Forest aren't going to be out of this. And you know, I haven't even talked about Bournemouth and Everton. So it's up there, and as far as I'm concerned, everyone in that bottom half of the table is competing for a position in the Premier League.
Yeah,
That's basically what they're doing.
and plus, after Villa, I mean, we've got Brentford, they're going to be tough. But then we've got Wolves at home.
Yeah.
You know, we beat Villa, we do our best at Brentford, and then we beat Wolves. All of a sudden, things are looking different, and then we got Chelsea, and then we got Leeds after that.
Yeah.
So
it's
who knows?
all to play for.
There's still hope, and we're doing the right things in the transfer window, unlike Hazzy did. That's a weird nickname. I'm never using that again.
Great stuff. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your content as always, Isaac. Much appreciated.
Cheers.
And we'll certainly see you soon. Cheers for that.
Cheers.
There we go. Right. How do I do that? I've been doing. There used to be like a remove from, and I've just ended up like kicking these people straight out of the studio. I do apologise. I didn't mean to kick you straight out of the studio. I just forgotten what the buttons do. Kind of Bournemouth look rubbish. I think there's plenty of clubs out there which are sort of all over the place at the moment, but we shall have to wait and see. But just to finish off, Jet, was there anyone in... I mean, we talked a little bit about the transfer business. Is there anyone in particular you're thinking, get it done, it has to happen? Or are you like me thinking, like,
literally,
I don't really know?
Well, here's that again. Yeah, I'm a lot like you,
Who's
where I
gonna
see a
do
lot
it?
of these sort of like false nines and these, you know, centre forwards that you're like, okay, well, that's not exactly what we're looking for. I think, like I said earlier on, that guy from Genk is probably the best I've sort of seen. Is it Inucho or whatever his name is? You know, his goal ratio is pretty good. He's a bit older. You know, and, can play at a decent level. So that one's kind of the one that's got me the most excited. But apart from that, I'm glad to see when they get here, really. Even this, that CDM from Syria, I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. And I've seen some good reports of like how he plays in the shape and stuff, but then none of them are names to me that I'm like, yeah, of course that guy, of course, yeah, get that guy in. So it's all the luck of the Irish to me. So We just need someone in though. Like I'm annoyed that we haven't got a striker in for Villa or to come off the bench against Villa.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get that done by now. And like we say, like the way that Sports Republic talk, they knew they needed a striker in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And we're now on the 19th of January and we still don't have one. Nor do we have a really solid link that we've seen. So kind of difficult there. But on the plus side, Prowsey scoring, the team's the shape's working. The shape's working a lot more for the rest of the team.
Yeah,
and you never know. You might see a second half of the season turn on by Shea. I'm not saying we need to rely on that, not at all. But you never know.
No.
Even Adam Armstrong, to be honest, Adam Armstrong gets more minutes. The goal against Palace seems to do him wonders for. This is tenaciousness to get at the ball. So
we need height.
Yeah, we need some height.
Shea is not the tallest. Adam Armstrong ain't the tallest. Sekumara is a reasonable height, but he's not sort of hold up footballer. So Tingatili's saying about the Wolves buying Lamina. Yeah, that's a bit of a weird one for me.
It's another one that.
But you know, he had his moments. I'm just not sure if he's the sort of player that Wolves need. But they were all over the place. I mean, all Liverpool had to do was just press them, and then they just fell to pieces. So there we go. That's what we got to do.
Yep.
But nice stuff. Right. Well, we will be going on Saturday to the game. Looking forward to it.
Damn straight. Damn right.
Looking forward to it. I'm going for a conservative 2-1 win. And Jack's going for an all-out, guns blazing.
All out 3-0.
All out 3-0. And so there we go. Also, final thing, Jack, I actually tried the Wolves pie again. Awful.
How was it?
Awful.
Yeah, told you. It's the worst thing. Dry.
Very dry. Do you know what it reminded me of? The Frey Bentos pies you used to get.
How dare you? Frey Bentos have stepped up in the world. I've had a Frey Bentos in as recent as the last 12 months, and I remember being like,
did Frey Bentos sign for Wolves as well? I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure. It's probably why the pie is so terrible. But yeah, no, it's I can. Oh my goodness, Haaland has just made it 2-2.
Is he really? Fantastic because
yeah, that's why no one's watching the stream anymore. They're watching this game. Shocking, or isn't it? I did see someone calling the Scandi Carol. Oh dear, it made me laugh. Wow, that's quite Spursy. He's onside.
That's extremely Spursy.
Yeah, exactly. Crap, Ricky Lambert. You're just a crap, Ricky Lambert. Crap, Ricky Lambert. Scandi Carol, though. I enjoyed that one. Right. Well, thank you to everyone who's joined us here. Absolutely joined us 2-2. We will be at the game. So there will be a vlog going afterwards. But let us know what your thoughts are on the game in the comment section if you're watching this on replay. But as always, thank you so much for joining us live on the show. Be sure to go and check out Matchday Vlogs Extra for all the extra content. Go and smack a subscribe on that as well. Hit the like button if you haven't already. And me and Jack will see you in the next one. All right, see ya.
Bye.